What is going on, amazing humans? Welcome to another episode of the Thrive Forever Fit Show. Today, we have got Amanda back for a check-in show, and we've got some positive, powerful results to share with you guys. You guys are in for an absolute treat. She is doing awesome, and she's going to inspire you to start taking a little bit of action on your life. So get a pen, get a paper, maybe even get a beverage. Enjoy yourself today, and let's hear Amanda's update. Hey, buddy, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing awesome. So for you guys that don't know, obviously Amanda's back for a little update show, and I'm ready to dig in. I've got some questions and some things that I want to know about. How's everything going? Just first and foremost.
Really, really good.
Yeah, based on the numbers, things like that, they're going amazingly well. I mean, we started at like 190 something. We're down into like the mid 170s, 18 pounds ish lost, down to 35 inches, which is like 2 or 3 inches lost, well on our way to, to the goal weight. My big question is, what happened? What changed? What shifted?
I know you want to hear this. You're right.
No, I do not want to hear that. I want to hear the truth.
That is the truth. I got pissed off. Do you remember that? Well, not.
No, I remember.
You were you remember that. It was the telling the truth and I didn't want to hear it. And I snapped and things just clicked. I figured it out.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I think you always had it figured out. You just decided to stop believing your own BS and kind of start doing what you know you needed to do. What has it felt like to be like kind of unstuck?
Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, give me a little more than that. Like, give me some ideas of like, because it feels, I know in my life, whenever I know what I need to do, but I'm not doing it. And then all of a sudden I just get to that like breaking point, you know what I mean? That point where I'm just no longer going to tolerate this for myself anymore. It almost feels like free. Like I just feel like a metaphorical weight's been lifted from my shoulders. How are you feeling about that?
I'm really good. I've really have been focusing my circle a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And I've been taking in the people that are wanting the same thing as me and surrounding myself with those people, I guess I should say.
Yeah. You know what? That's so important. Yeah.
It makes it easier for me to keep going straight when I don't have as many distractions. Don't get me wrong. There's been tons of adversities that I've had to deal with. But having those people in my circle has been, I think, the biggest thing.
Let's talk about that adversity, because my philosophy is adversity, there's usually an opportunity in it. How have you handled the adversity now opposed to how you would have handled it maybe like 3, even 6 months ago?
A lot better. I don't want to go into too much detail.
No, I mean, no need to go into detail, but I'm talking from like a mental perspective, like how have, because I think adversity has an effect on us, right? And it can be an effect that paralyzes us and causes us to almost like regress, or it can be an effect where it focuses us and causes us to say, no more, I'm going to move forward past this. So how are you handling it?
Well, I'm handling it by, instead of eating, like an emotional eater. Yeah. That's what I used to do. I'm now choosing a different activity, like going for runs.
Okay.
And moving.
Yeah, so you've actually just changed
I changed a habit.
Yeah, you've changed the thing that you were moving to, right? Like, yeah, we all have that default setting. So you just changed your default setting to something that was harmful to now something that's helpful. And so you're actually using the adversity to get closer to the thing that you actually want, which is your end goal.
Yeah, exactly.
And how does the end result of that feel? Because like, let's use both examples. Like, before you would have turned to food, eaten more, done those things. Now you're turning to a run. Like, what's the differentiation to those feelings?
After the run, I feel unreal. First of all, that endorphin rush and the feeling of exhaustion, but also just clearing my head has been helping.
It actually minimizes the adversity too, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, maybe not the actual event itself, but it minimizes the impact that the adversity actually has on us from like an emotional and a mental perspective. And so that is unbelievable. You're actually using your resources and your abilities to actually overcome the adversity instead of making the adversity worse. And the results are 18 pounds of weight loss, inches coming off, a bigger smile on your face, which I'm sure isn't just because of this podcast. I think that's happening more and more. You posted that like 3 series photo the other day about the fishing trips.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't even know who the first lady was. I'm like, why are you posting pictures of this person? Like, that is not appropriate. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's you.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Awesome.
I'm just like wide. I'm getting finer as I age.
Listen, I agree. Like, I try to get in better shape. I'm gonna be 47 on Sunday, and trust me, I'm working my ass off right now. I want to be in better shape on Sunday than I am, was last Sunday. I love that. What does it do to you when you see those photos? Like, how do you respond? I mean, because if you guys haven't seen them, we'll get a way to show them to you, but it's unbelievable. The first photo, I honestly, if I didn't know that was you, I don't think I wouldn't even have associated. Yeah. And then I look at you now and I'm like, holy shit, that can't be the same human. Like, how do you feel when you see those?
Really good. Cause like I said in the post too, sometimes you feel like you're not really making any progress. Like, and then you see it, you're like, holy crap. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the photos alone, no words were even needed. You've made some serious shifts and changes.
Yeah, for sure. And just the feelings that I've had from then till now too. I don't know.
Yeah, totally cool. And I always think about, me, like, I love weight loss, but I always think about like the quality of life. And I think of like, happiness and like, not allowing adversity and anxiety to be kind of like your driving forces. I look at that first photo and I think, gosh, that person was probably not just heavier physically, but heavier mentally, and like, heavier from a place of like, life's not awesome right now. And then I look at this other photo and I'm like, you look on your face is different. Your body language is different. Everything's different.
Yeah. And my fish is bigger.
And your fish is bigger. Yeah. And it's gotta feel so good to know what you've done, to look at those photos and see like, listen, like, I am actually doing this. Like, I'm actually making a massive monumental change in my life.
Absolutely.
And you've got a lot on your plate right now too. I mean, you're doing a lot with work, you're doing a lot with helping your husband with his job and creation of that, and just the world as it is, and kids and chaos and all of that. And you're finding the time, you're finding the energy, you're finding the focus. I mean, that's unbelievable. What would you say has been like one of the biggest shifts about like just how you're thinking about things now versus before?
I'm believing in myself.
Oh shit. Well, that's awesome, right? Like, that's a huge thing.
Oh, imagine that. Hey.
Yeah. That's a massive thing. I mean, that's got to feel so good to have that, to watch your level of self-belief and self-confidence just kind of like start rising up, kind of like the temperature. And it, my guess is that you're speaking differently, about yourself and to yourself, and that you're probably showing up differently, like in situations where, you would have shown up before, maybe with not so much confidence. I bet you're showing up in those situations differently now. And that has to feel amazing too.
Yeah, it does. Totally. Like, I'm feeling more able to help people and just like, I knew this stuff before, but I don't know, I guess because I'm living it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think living in alignment builds confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it feels good to like tell people what you're doing and what and the more deeper you get into it, the more you're open to do that.
Yeah. Because I knew it before. I just didn't have the confidence to express it because I wasn't doing it. I don't know. It's so hard to explain.
I think for me, it goes back to like, it's that alignment, and it's that like that hypocrisy piece. It's like, gosh, I know what to say. Like, I know what to tell you what to do, but I'm actually not even doing it myself. And so I'm going to sound like a giant asshole if I actually tell you what you need to be doing. You know what I mean? And as humans, we don't ever want to sound like that.
No.
So good for you. I mean, see, listen, by you having this success and you making these changes, the ripple effect of that is tenfold. Like, you're able to now impact and help everybody else in your life, that, people that you don't even know, by just you showing up and being the best version of you.
Yep.
So awesome. What are some other things you've noticed just from this this newly found belief in yourself?
Well, we're getting new jackets from work. And of course I offered to go to Lululemon and try some on. And I tried on a few different styles. I was taking pictures, and I tried on a size 10, which I thought would never ever exist in my life, but it did, and it fit perfect. So anyways, I brought them back and I was trying them on, and the size 10 fits perfect. And I was telling Jill about it, and I'm like, yeah, we're getting these new jackets or whatever, and I'm not where I want to be yet. And she's like, order an 8. I'm like, no, I can't do that. She's like, do it, because by the time they come here, you're going to be way too big for the 10.
Yeah.
So I did it, and I
Perfect.
So if it doesn't fit, I have another goal. I gotta freaking
Listen,
my ass off. But
it's gonna fit because of your attitude, because of your belief, because of what you're doing right now. Like, it's 100% gonna fit. Like, you've got so much momentum going in your favor right now because of what you've created for yourself, that's gonna fit. And that's absolutely the right thing to do, is order that 8 so that you're not swimming in that 10 by the time it gets here. And that's an unbelievable, and that's a great lesson for all of you guys listening. Like, it would have been really easy for you to just say, no, I'll just get the 10.
Yeah.
But
because it's comfortable, right?
Yeah,
it fits.
totally.
It's all good.
Totally. And then what I've seen people do is stay where they are so that a stupid jacket fits them like it did before, as opposed to continuing to move forward. So what you just did right there is you burned the boats. You basically said, I'm going to burn the boat behind me, which is the size 10, and I'm going to take the island, which is the size 8. And that damn thing, that, I better be able to get into that when it gets here. And that's it's a beautiful and powerful place to come from. How did that feel when you did that? A little bit scary.
A little. Like a lot. I was like, holy shit. And Jill's like, did you even try it on at the store? I'm like, no.
Okay.
Like, she's like, well, it's gonna fit. I'm like, okay, we'll see.
Okay, listen, I love to be a little bit uncomfortable. Like, for me, what I've trained myself to do is, the more uncomfortable I get, it means the more focus I need to get the thing to get out of that place, right? To move forward through that. So now it's like you've got this new uncomfortableness inside of you, but it's a good thing, right? It's almost like it's like the butterflies before the big game.
Yeah.
Like, you're just ready to play. And so I think that's an awesome, awesome thing, and a perfect example of taking this seriously and not just being like, oh, well, it kind of is what it is, and we'll just see what happens. Like, you're actually taking an active role in your own success by making a powerful decision like that. That's got to feel really good.
Yeah. I'm super competitive with myself too. Like, I just got to push it a little bit further. And,
oh, yeah.
Like, we were paddle boating around the lake, and I'm like, I wonder how, like, I just went halfway, and I'm like, I wonder how long it would take me to get all the way around. And then next time I'm going to beat it. Like, this is how my brain works. I'm always competitive with myself.
I like it. Let me ask you this. Would you have made the same decision to go from the 10 to the 8 6 months ago?
No.
No.
I wouldn't even think I was, do you know what? I probably would have ordered a 14 back 6 months ago.
And so what I want people to hear is that word you said a while ago about you believe in yourself, that is monumental in this entire process, right? Because in actuality, you haven't done anything radically different, right? It's not like we haven't caged you and we're starving you and you just get a little drips of water here and there. And you're not running 26 miles a day. We're not locking you in the weight room and making you lift weight. You really haven't changed anything monumentally.
No.
You've just tightened the screws a little bit.
I legit just did half the portions. I cut my portions in half because I was eating way too fast. And guess what? You just inhale the food.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just tighten the screws a little bit.
Yeah.
You're not depriving yourself. You're not starving yourself. You're not doing anything radical. You made the decision that I'm going to tighten these screws and I'm going to get the results that I want to get. And by using that competitiveness within yourself, the results are coming. You're turning adversity into an advantage. Like, you're doing all the things we talk about. It's just finally clicking, right? It's finally like got that momentum rolling, and it has to feel so good.
It feels amazing.
Yeah. And so all we have to do is keep stacking upon that with these little wins, this positive, because listen, like you said a while ago, adversity's here. Like, it's with you. Like, it's consistently presented itself. You're just choosing different pathways when that adversity pops up in your face. I'm proud of you. What's next? What are we doing? What are we doing for October? How are we gonna tackle October?
Well, when we first started and I'm like, oh yeah, 155, I thought, holy shit, that is crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
But it's not as crazy as I thought. Like
Oh,
it's not like probably achievable. It's not achievable in a month, but I can see myself for sure being there by November, December. I'm gonna have an awesome beach body for my Watugo trip, I'll tell you.
100%. I mean, listen, when you look at, let's just call it 20 pounds to get to 155, that's for somebody who has got the direction, the momentum, and the belief system that you do. I mean, it's simply a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
And I think by the end of October, we're going to be talking probably about another 8 to 10 pounds down. And then, just moving in the right direction. And I want people to hear that you're not doing anything radically crazy. You're making really powerful, positive decisions based on the outcome that you set for yourself. And then that goes back to that self-belief. Like you believe now, like you said, well, I'll go oh, I thought that 155 was crazy. I bet you don't think it's crazy anymore.
No, it's not. That's the scary part. It's like, holy crap. Like I was talking to Ashley the other day too. I'm like, we need to just quit thinking big and just do small. Like
do the little things right.
Yeah. Like the little ones. And then once you get there, like, oh, that was easy. And then you get to the next one.
Totally. The little things consistently and committedly, done are what create these big swings. Like you're going to look back and you're going to be at 155 and you're going to be like, that's how did I even get here? Like, it's going to be it's not even going to be that challenging for you because you've actually decided, you made a decision. You just said, listen, I'm sick of the way things are. And my decision is going to be that now I'm going to just start to do things that I know are right for me. And the same things I would have told somebody else to do. So you're just living in alignment, believing in yourself, unbelievably amazing. I'm proud of you. Can we just keep rocking this and keep going and see what happens?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
It's so funny because I told Jill on our walk when we're talking about how it just clicked. I'm like, I got so pissed off. I'm like, I'm going to show you and I'm going to show the world that I can do it. And I'm like, the only person it had to matter was me. Yeah. I had to show it to myself.
Listen, I've always believed that you were capable of this. Like I don't feel shocked. I think you've always had this within you. I always knew it was just a matter of you making the decision that you were ready to do it. Because you're the kind of person that like, when you make the decision, you're ready to do it, then, there's nothing that's going to get in your way and nothing's going to stop you. So I don't think I'm shocked. I don't think Jill's shocked. I don't think anybody who knows you really well is shocked. I think we're happy because we're watching you live your life in accordance with who you really are, which is, this is it, right? You're a positive, powerful force that does the things that she says she's going to do. And this is unbelievable to be a part of. And I'm grateful for you. And I'm excited to see what we get done for October.
Yeah, me too.
All right, buddy. Thanks for popping on, giving the folks an update. Guys, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with another awesome show. Make sure you're following Amanda's journey on the Wellness Lab Launchpad. We'll get those fish photos posted up in sequence, just so you guys don't think that I'm crazy, that she's using other people's photos, which is totally inappropriate. All right, buddy. I'll see you in a bit.
Okay, thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.